There we go. There we go. I don't know what it is. I'm going to start uninstalling Nvidia Broadcast. Keeps dropping out. Really frustrating. Alright, folks. Hello. Better late than never. How are we? We're back again. Another stream. 3 in 4 days? Is that what it is? Crazy. No, 3 in 5 days. Hello. How's everyone? How's your weekend's been? Sounds echoey. Don't say that, Scott. Hang on a second. There. I swear. Right, that is it. I'm actually going to delete Nvidia Broadcast from my system. Doing my head in. Sorry, folks. Very annoying. Very annoying indeed. So yeah, Nvidia Broadcast keeps dropping my settings, going back to default, which I think must be my webcam. But it also switches itself off as well, so go figure. Anyway, we're here, only three minutes after we should have started. I give up. Turning reality off on reality is so overrated, man. I tell you. Too much time with ARGs. Probably. That's probably pretty valid. So, we're here on, I think, one of my favourite maps in 19. Purely because of the attention to detail in the way it's been designed. So like all the buildings and the textures and things like that. This is hands down one of the nicest looking maps. Now, it's not going to be to everybody's taste, and I have to say that because people get upset if if I like a map and I tell people I like a map, people get upset with me and say that I'm not telling the truth. But I can't judge what other people are going to like in a map, right? So everything I say is kind of my view on a map, and if I like it, and for me, maps are all about the emotion they give you when you play them, right? It's not whether or not it's got every production in it, or it's got the right starting equipment, or the farm's too big or too small, or the roads are too wide or too small, or the fields are square, the fields are not square. That's not my view of the map, right? My view is, if you get into a map and you get a feeling for it that you want to play it, that's what I will always tell you about, and that's my impression of the map, right? I'm not trying to tell other people that that's the way they should think as well. But some people get a bit upset about that, so just to clarify. So yes, imagine, I was going to do a swear word then, but I'm not going to. I'll bleep it out. But my dad always used to say, opinions are like a-holes. Everybody's got one. And they just left it at that. So, yeah, I'm not telling other people how to play the game or what's right and what's wrong. I'm telling you my opinion on my channel, on my game that I play. There, we've said it. So, yes, this map is right up there. It really is in the nicest, visually stunning maps that we've seen in FS. The lengths these guys have gone to. Now, having found out when I was kind of setting up this for a play, was that there are a few slight issues with it, but nothing that you can't overcome, right? It's work around the problem. Solve the problem. Wish you had 4K video to truly enjoy it. Well, hopefully, it's a shame we're streaming it actually rather than a vid actually, because you never tend to get the absolute quality. But I did get the 4K textures for it. I am actually interested. So you have to buy the 4K textures. There's a fee for it, which is something we've not seen in FS before, and something I know that Giants are kind of against. But it's not. You're not buying a mod, so you can have the mod and play it without the textures. But I am interested to see their view on it actually. But I'm with you, Jeremy. Do you know what? These guys have spent years building this map. It's €2, right? It's not going to break the bank. I know that's an easy thing for some of us to say, but it's well worth getting it because the quality of them is brilliant. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a drive round, so let me just show you the map. So we're down here. So in essence, if you didn't see this in 19, which I'm sure a lot of you did, in essence, the map stopped along this road here. And there was junctions off it that were blocked. And they always said that this area to the left here was always going to be the new area of the map. So we will have seen a lot of this already, but they have changed it up a little bit and they have tweaked things slightly. So what we'll do, we'll probably just do a lap around the outside here. We're down here at the moment at the BGA. We'll probably just do a lap round here so you can get an eye for it. So I mean, and we may go into the little town here because it's really nicely done and it gives you an opportunity to see the textures. But it's well worth seeing some of this because it's beautiful. So we'll just do a little bit of tour. Look, even the cars don't beep their horns when they're stuck behind you. The train is rather nice too. Now I don't know, I still haven't... in 19 it just went around the map and you grabbed it if you needed it. But I know with 22 you can do the thing where you rent the train for an hour and things like that. So, but there's a couple of nice farms on here. We'll go up to that one in a little while. In fact, we might go up to that one now. I can't remember if there's an entrance here or not. I think there might be. Yes, there is. You know what, we will go up to this farm. This Land Rover, by the way, this Range Rover Vogue, is from Sheriff Robert. So if you like his stuff, it's a nice mod. He's finished it well. I think it's out of another game, actually. The mod could well be out of another game. Can I get up here? Yes, I think I can. I think there's a road up here somewhere. But look at this. I mean, it's so well finished. It's so in keeping. If you've ever been to Italy, it is absolutely like this. In this kind of region of Italy, this kind of... It's not in the very north, it's kind of just down a little bit. Emilia-Romagna. It's a gorgeous part of the world. If you ever get the chance to go, recommend doing it. Good for wine tours and stuff like that. So we'll run up here. Look, let's just stop and have a look at some of these 4K textures, actually, as they are just all over the map. Just squeeze around there. But look at that. And again, I think the parallax occlusion that's been added to 22 makes these look even better. But yes, very nice. €2 seems reasonable. I agree. I am not keeping up with the chat here while I'm driving along. Can't pay attention. I will, when we get to the farm, I'll have a stop. And the way they've added the grapevines onto the hillier bits as well is very, very authentic, I think. Now, one thing you can't do, I don't think anyway, unless you go into Giants Editor, is remove the vines that are existing. And one of the things I have found, it all looks incredibly neat. If we go up here, and again, look at the wall textures and stuff. It's brilliant. And the build, every single one of these buildings on this has been modelled by Edomod. So it's, I mean, it's really. I mean, look at the view over there. Could you get more Italian? Could you get more Italian? Mark Taylor, it's kind of, how do I explain it? So it's not on the mountains, not on the border. So it's not up there. If you come down kind of one, it's kind of north. Bologna is the capital of the region. So it's kind of, I would say, the top third of Italy. But yes, these, you can't remove these, and there isn't enough room on the ends. There may be here, but it's very steep. To get, if you're using Courseplay for your grape harvest, there isn't enough room to turn it around, so it doesn't actually work with Courseplay, unfortunately. Now I would have just gone along and removed this first row of vines, but you can't seem to be able to delete them. So that, I mean, I may go into Giants Editor at some point and see what I can do, but I think if you just remove the first strip of vines, you should be able to be fine with it. I think they're aware of that as well, so they may change it. Right, let me catch up with chat. You cannot use your bought empty wine barrels in the cellar. Anybody know where to put them? I don't, Eric, but we'll have a look tonight. We'll have a look tonight. It's like I'm a movie critic, I get paid for the review. Is it on console? No, unfortunately. Like I said, 4K textures and things like that. They did last time release a reduced down version of the map for consoles, so they may do that again. Are all the farms kind of Italian Vineyard themed? No, Darkhawk. This one. So if I turn on the plants, so the crop types. So anywhere the steep hills, so look, you've got a lot of vineyard vines here next to this farm that we're on at the moment, and this one down at the bottom, which is the one I've bought, that's got a lot of vines on it as well. But you have got 1, 2, I mean, there's tons of farms. I think it's about 6 or 7 farms. There's a farm here, farm here, farm here, farm here, and a bigger farm up here. So you have got choices. You don't have to do the grapes thing if you don't want. But it is, I would say, for me, this was the map that I was waiting for to really get stuck into grapes and have a look at them properly, because they just feel like they belong here. But I mean, look at this farmyard. I mean, I know I'm going over stuff that was in 19, but what do you say to that? What do you say to that? Don't forget the parking brake. Don't know what you're talking about. Fine. But lovely animal sheds as well here. Just, it's so nicely done. Now, like I said, people complain the yards are tight and you can't, but do you know what? It is what it is. This is what farms are like in Italy and Europe and the UK. They're not big open spaces. They are cramped into kind of old buildings and back roads and things like that. So, Kjelland, I can indeed. Yes, indeed, I can. I'd be happy to do that. I will activate you after the stream if that's all right. But really nicely done. The whole thing is. Do you know what I like about it? He's had a vision. He's gone, this is how I want it to look. I've got a clearly defined idea of what I want this map to look like. And he's gone about it until he's got it right. Or that he's happy with it. Oh, look, swimming pool there as well. Go for a swim if you wanted. Oh, I thought that was animated water. I was going to be impressed then. But even, you know, these type of trees, poplars, and have the gateways and things like that. It's just so nicely done. The detail in things like the power lines. I mean, really? Look at that. That's crazy. Really nicely done. Honestly, the map looks gorgeous. Haven't played it. The only issue I have so far is that it wants your email to be able to download it. That's a little bit iffy to me. Yeah, I mean, with stuff like I have a Gmail account that I use for anything like that. That I'm kind of hoping they're going to use it to let you know when there's updates and things like that, which would be quite nice. But I always have an email address that's nothing to do with anything else that I've got for things like that. So we'll head down here. Because the little town down here is lovely. But just driving through these vines is nice. But even, you know, look at the flagstones at the end of the edge of the roads and the grids and things like that. It's so good. So we'll just scoot up here. Now there used to be some quite nice music playing when you get into this town, but I mean, the changes in gradient as well are quite nice. The up and downs and things like that. And onto the cobbled road here. We'll get out and have a look at this in a minute. I think, to be honest, Scooter, it's so different to anything else, isn't it? I mean, there's obviously a kind of a process or a pattern to building a map, right? And they all can start to feel a bit samey, but this feels so different to anything else, which is why I think I like it. Again, look at the detail in the cobbles. Again, parallax occlusion just making a huge difference there in the lighting and things like that. I'm sure there's some violin music playing or something. There we go again. Detail in the brickwork. Oh, can hear people in the church. Can hear people praying. Ice cream, anyone? A gelato, nobody say. Good evening, Arxie. How are you doing? Spyros. Nice to see you. What have you missed? We're just having a little bit of a drive around before we get stuck into some work. Because I think it's worth having a wee nosy at this map because it's so nice. Edward, nice to see you, mate. It has been a while. How are you? Rodenko, I apologise for not knowing what you say. It's very ignorant of me, but there we go. Just nice views. Brilliant buildings. Look at, you know, they're just so nicely done. Downloading during the stream was an excellent, very good idea, Dark Horse, yes. 5 pixels, Yeah, maybe not such a good idea. Pause it. Pause it. Right. There we go. Let's head down here. I think there's actually a... You've got a sleep trigger down here for one of the farms. Your house is actually in the town, but your farm is further down. There's a tip point there as well. A couple of tip points. I think that's for... let's just find out what that's for, actually. Pasta. So you've got your pasta factory there. And the hostelry, there's actually a sell point there as well. So there you go. If you want nice pasta... And that's something that's nice about this map as well, actually, is some of the productions on it. So there is a couple of additional ones. So... as well as your expected ones, I think they have got... they've got this waste stuff from grapes and olives, which is nice. You've got wine barrels, which you can make at the sawmill. But you've got white wine as... white grapes as well as red grapes, which is good. Firewood as well. Metal components, I don't know what they're for, but pasta and fresh pasta. And pasteurised milk as well. So there's some nice little additions to the productions as well, which is good. Right, let's stroll down here. Sabre, evening. Did anybody see the announcement of a Calmston farm? Monette Farms from Mapper's Paradise. Oh, interesting. No, I had not heard that. So there we go. The town is just over there. Let's go and see what's over here. I'm keen to see the train. I hear they had to disable the train on the multiplayer version at the moment. I'm trying to work out how to fix that. But like I said, in 19 it just rattled around the map of its own accord. But here, I have yet to see it. Again, look at the detail of those tracks. It's crazy. Oh, we're going to hold the traffic up now as well. Anyway, we'll head back to our little abode in the hills. We'll maybe go up and have a look at the other new big farm. Oop, I think this is one way. But when has that ever stopped us? Definitely one way. I like the fact that they've put some nice old cars in here as well. I've got the 2CV from the base game. I'm pretty sure they've put some other stuff in here. Right, here we go. We're playing chicken with a 2CV. Who's going to win? There we go. Right, so on FS19, that didn't exist. It was closed off there. Playing the map makes me feel like I'm playing within a setting from us. True, actually, yeah. It does a little bit, doesn't it? So, bienvenuto in Emilia. So we're into the new part for FS22 now. And there is a nice big farm up here, so we'll go and have a look at that. So again, look, I mean, this feels like more traditional farming, big fields, or bigger fields, and the opportunity to use kind of standard tractors and trailers, etc. for planting stuff. Now, is that the entrance to the farm, or is that just a road? Kind of hoping there's an entrance. Ah, here we go. Now, will the gates open? Or do you have to own it? Looks like you might have to own it. There is another entrance around the side. Let's go and have a look down the side, shall we? I have to say, it runs really smoothly as well. There we go. Get in this way. So there you go, pig pens there. I haven't looked at this yet. I'm gonna guess that's a cow pen. Will we see a new series? I don't know, Spyro. Certainly not in the next short while, only because probably won't be able to open these because I don't own it. Only because we've got FarmCon in the next week and I'm off on holiday for a couple of weeks, so probably not going to see anything new in the interim. But possibly we may do something on this because I do enjoy it. I played this for a long time. I did a few episodes on it. But it didn't seem to capture people's imagination like some of the other series, so I didn't do many vids on it, but I played this as a kind of personal game in the background for a good few months because it just captured my imagination. So we shall see. We shall see. I must be buying the farm. I've already bought a farm, Manfred, so we'll go to that one now, but I just want to have a look at this. I hadn't seen this up here yet. Huddy, I think you've got... Oh, I've got the message, mate. You don't need to keep spamming. And it'll be ready when it's ready. Don't be impatient. Oh, a little autosave there. Now I should be able to go... Let me just get my bearings. Yeah. Now let's go all the way down this road. Straight as a die. Anders, how are you, sir? Thank you very, very much for the super chat, my friend. That is very generous of you. Thank you for that. That's very kind. Right, let's rattle down here as quickly as we can and get some work done. There we go. 100 miles an hour down a dirt road. But again, you can see some of these fields are nice big sizes. I don't think it's a map you would use a quad track or a 9RX on, but certainly maybe a medium-sized tractors probably get away with an 8R maybe, something like that. Right, around here. Now there's another farm just here, which is quite nice as well. I'll not go in this time, but we'll have a wee nose as we go past. Some nice silo points there and things like that. Howdy Chinook, how you doing? Little advert here. Antonio Carrero, there you go. Pimping the Italian machinery as well. We'll head down here back to the old map ever so quickly, I think. This road joins us back onto the old map. Look how brilliant the curves of the road are and stuff like that. And again, the road surface has changed here. We've still got the cobbles at the side. A much more modern road, which is nice. So, no, we don't go back to the old map actually. If you go a little bit further along there, you go back to the old map. Pull out here. Speed bumps. And we'll roll up. And on our left here, this This is our new gaff. This is our new pad. Just laid out a bit of money for it. I've got this field here as well, which is rather substantial. After we've had a play around down here with some of these, we'll head up there. Now, can I open this gate? I own the land, so hopefully I should. How nice is that? Look at that. We have 99 people hit the like button. Yes, if you can hit the like button, it does help the channel. It does help people find the content, and if you're liking this, be sure to let other people know so they can find it too. It's always helpful. So we'll go up here again. Just have the urge to go on holiday here. Nothing else. So we drive into here. There's all my equipment. A couple of great machines. Of course, a classic Fiat tractor. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But we'll park up here. Should have looked inside this actually. I'll show you the detail inside this Range Rover. It's quite nice as well. I know a bit of Godfather music. There you go. Turn the engine back on for a sec. They're not skimped. It's nice. Only it wouldn't lag still as you sat in your cab. So, what have we got here? This is where we unload our grapes. Very modern tanks here for putting your crushed grapes in. Got barrels here. I like these as well. I mean, look at the detail that's gone into those. Crazy. I'm guessing stuff spawns through here. We'll soon find out. We'll have a little bit of a play. Over here, I think, is this olive oil? This one? Yes, oil mill. So you've got an oil mill on this side, so you can dump any olives and things in there, and you dump your grapes in here. There we go. So you need barrels or casks, or does it just produce them? We'll find out. Maybe I need to go and buy some barrels as well. We'll find out. So this, with the map comes this, a modded version. Bloody rich farmers and their Range Rovers. Oh dear. Yeah, don't start a horse. Yeah, not a horse ranch. You'll be they'll be disappearing in the night and you'll be wondering why. Yeah, they've got a modded version of this, so you can see it takes white grapes. Now I don't know if it just takes white grapes or red grapes, but we'll find out. Because I think I did buy one. I think that might be the modded one. What else have we got? We've got little mulchers and cultivators for in between the vines. We've got this nice little Thurman trailer. I thought I'd put a little narrow Kubota on for fun. Got the old Antonio Carrero tractor for stripping the vines. We've got a sprayer there as well. I need to buy a second one of those actually. Have one on each side. It's a tip somebody gave me. And we've got another harvester there. So we'll jump in and I'll show you. We'll get started. White grapes is new with the FS22 version, Scott, yes. There was no grapes in it in 19, actually. I only have red grapes or dark grapes here, so... we'll have to make do with that. So what I'll do... I'll just give you a little bit of a demo. So you can see how narrow it is down these roads, which actually is probably relatively accurate. Certainly, I mean, I've not been to Italy in the wine regions, but I've been to France, I've been to Bordeaux, and their vines and their areas where they operate are very narrow. Stuck already. Myself lined up properly. I'm way off here. Reverse back out completely and have another go. There we go. We are running. How many different vines on the map? As in different types of vines, or Easier in first person, let's give that a go. Yeah, we could probably manage that, couldn't we? Bit of alignment. Basically, if the wooden post just skims the edge of the steering wheel, we're alright. We'd actually do that camera working properly, couldn't we? One above the... one above the console there. But this is the problem, so... with Grapes, it actually takes quite a wide turning circle with horseplay, and because it's so tight here, it just gets itself a little bit stuck. Now, my lesson I learned when I was harvesting coffee beans yesterday is there's no margin for not getting your machine lined up. If you're not straight, it kind of eats you. You get stuck, he says, as he doesn't go straight on. There we go. Too far over. There we go. We're going. We're going. Are there places to put placeables? Yeah, of course. You could either clear a field or... definitely, it's. I think you've got the flexibility to do that, for sure. Spyros, good question. Squig, welcome back, mate. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Didn't spot you there. Spyros, your question on... I'll try a few outside from a visual perspective. Let's see what that's... See, look, it's really tight at the top here, isn't it? I was going to drive up there and turn, but I don't think I can. So again, here, I would just remove this first row, or this first this chunk here, top and tail it with the first two posts. Get rid of them at either end, and that would give you the room you needed. Not paying attention again. There we go. Spyros, what is my view on the Platinum expansion? I am okay with it. I think logging is something that's probably not had the love it deserves over the last wee while. It is farming. People say, oh, it's not farming, oh, it's a different thing. But I think it is. I think it's just treat it like another crop. Or a different way of farming. It's no different to grape farming, right? Or sugarcane or things like that. You know, I think people sometimes get a bit hung up that unless it's cereal crops or grass or maize, it's not farming, but it is. No, I don't. Patience, and oh, look how much I've gathered, Scott. With all that pain, I've got 28%. I've got less than 1,000 litres in here. So you don't get many grapes. It's a high value product, but you don't get many grapes. So, evening, Isab, how you doing? Nice to see you. Personally, hate sugarcane. I had to go at it last night for the first time. But yeah, you could... this is quite a big vineyard as well, right? So, I don't know, it's like those things. It's like logging, if I'm being honest. It's, your problem with logging is the physics on wood. It's so hard to load, move logs around. So, the physics thing's interesting. I do see sometimes, you know, the logs can shake and stuff like that. I don't have massive issues with it. It's not... I think it's better than it was in 19. Same with pallets and everything. Now, I'm only speaking from experience on PC. I don't know what it's like on console. But it feels a lot more sturdy on PC args, and I did some logging the other week, and it didn't seem to have any kind of side effects that were game breaking anyway. But I do agree that it can be a little bit temperamental sometimes. We've all had an exploding trailer at some point in our lives, haven't we? So again, so there you go, Mr. Cruz bot depending on where you are in the world. Because I know we, like on our farm, we had a forestry area on our farm. Because we had hills with tons of trees on, so we had a whole forestry crew that worked on our farm. And we were a 1,000-acre dairy and arable farm. So, and again, I think it's big in Canada, isn't it? A lot of Canadian farmers will have. Let's see what we're going to do here. It really is tight. I want somebody to bring out a smaller harvester. Daniel, absolutely I would. Drop me a DM and I'll set you up as soon as the stream's finished. Probably need to be a bit clearer about that. So apologies. Squeeze around there. It would help even if the rocks weren't there, right? Pain getting lined up. Has anybody used Courseplay with grapes yet? And how good is it? Does it work? That would be nice. I like that, Jeb. MRG mapping! How the devil are you, sir? You're like the Scarlet Pimpernel. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I loved your post on Facebook the other day that you wanted to tell us, but you can't because you're terrible. You're terrible at release dates. That did make me smile. Spyros, will I do a Q&A soon? I could do a Q&A if you'd like me to. I'd be more than happy to do that. That's not a bad thing to do post FarmCon, actually. I can chat about everything that's gone on there. So, news. If you weren't on the coffee stream the other day, I have some interesting FarmCon news for you. I have, because my flights got messed around. See, every cloud is a silver lining. Because my flights got messed around, I'm landing in Frankfurt and then on to Mannheim. I get to Mannheim at like 9 AM on Friday morning. FarmCon's not till Saturday. So I took the liberty of emailing John Deere and saying, hey, I'm in Mannheim 24 hours earlier than I should be. I don't suppose there's anybody there who would either chat to me, I could do a little video, explain who I was, explain I got the channel and all of that, and that's the reason I was there. So left it at that. Didn't think anything else of it. Kind of assumed that I would get ignored or whatever. John Deere have invited me for lunch, a full factory tour and a tour of the museum on Friday. So I'm going to well, I've replied to them now going, so that's great, wonderful, any chance I could film it? So there could be some quite fun John Deere content on the channel post FarmCon, mixed in with the FarmCon stuff, but brilliant example of if you don't ask, you don't get. What's the worst that could have happened? They could have said no, but turns out they've said yes, so we shall see. I'm desperate to know if I can record it. I sent them an email Friday afternoon late and they haven't replied yet because it was the weekend, but I'm desperate to find out if they'll let me record it. Even if they'll let me record bits of it, and if there's bits they say, you know, we can't show you this. But yeah, I'm excited. Very excited. But yeah, plane tickets everywhere are stupidly expensive. Lufthansa, well, I got semi-sensible price flights from Lufthansa, and then they cancelled them all. So I had to rebook. And funnily enough, by the time I rebooked it, we're all treble the price. So I am... it's going to cost me quite a lot to get there and that, but you know what? You only live once, right? That's more exciting than FarmCon for me. didn't want to say that, Scott, but it certainly makes what was going to be a long day very exciting. Very exciting. I'm 90%. I'm too busy blathering to notice what's going on, so keep drifting. I'm sure you'd get the hang of this so you would do it more often. Courseplay on the vines is actually, I think, quite good, quite accurate. I think it uses the posts as its guide, doesn't it? Right. I'll go all the way up here and maybe reverse back down it as well. So I'll see what I can capture. See what they'll let me film. 96%. Oh, I could probably come back down again, couldn't I? The yield is so low. Marcia, how are you? Not seen you for a few weeks. Hope you're doing good. Does VCA work with vines? I know Courseplay does. I'm guessing it would. You could just set your width, and I'm guessing AutoDrive would as well. Sorry, GPS, not AutoDrive. You set your width right, it could work quite well, couldn't it? 99. Is he going to let me get to the end of the row here? No. One left at the end. That's okay. Let's leave him there. I'll walk up to my rather beautiful farm. John Deere Simulation, if you hit exclamation mark map, you'll get a link to the map. There. Daniel, welcome from Alberta in Canada. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm glad they are helpful. GPS doesn't work with vines. That's disappointing. I need to go and look back and, like I said, it's not something I have played a lot of. So, bit of a journey of discovery. Kind of makes you want to play grapes on this map, though. Just really does. It's kind of one of those things, isn't it? Go. Tip things out. Jared, how are you doing? Can this be played without the Antonio Carrera DLC? Yes, it can be played without any of the DLCs if you want it to. But the Kubota through the vines, yeah, it looks wide enough. We'll happily do that, Scott. At some point, we'll strip some vines in a bit. We won't try and do all of this. There you go, 3,000 litres, so we could get another bit in again. I mean, we stripped quite a lot of vines there. Doesn't take too long, does it? I'm forever leaving my tractor switched on. David Tully, welcome, farm manager. Excellent to have you on board, sir. If you jump on the Discord and drop me a DM after the stream, I will get you set up and good to go. Oh, Marcia, stick at it. Time is a good healer. Although Grape's probably made a quarter of the wine. That's why wine's so expensive, right? Unless you live on the doorstep of where they make the wine, and then it's dirt cheap. Like I said, I went to Bordeaux a few years ago and did a lot of the wine tour stuff, and Bordeaux's like some of the nicest wine in France, in my opinion anyway. And some of the oldest as well. And you would go to restaurants in the town in Bordeaux, and they'd put a carafe, no label, no nothing, and it would be like nectar from the gods, probably like a 50 quid bottle of wine back home. And it was like £3 or €3 a carafe, and it was just heaven. So if anybody ever fancies a trip, Bordeaux's better than Paris, again, in my opinion. Paris is nice, but Bordeaux's got everything Paris has got. It's not as busy and not as expensive. It doesn't have a tower. Doesn't have a big high tower. But it's equally as beautiful. The architecture's stunning. Argsy rules. Yes, he does. I do. I'm a for reds. I love Italian reds. Bordeaux's are nice too. Bordeaux reds are nice, but Italian reds are tremendous. Can't beat a nice Barolo. Ooh. Spyros, can you grow coffee in other maps? No, Spyros, just the Brazilian map that came out the other day. At the moment, no phallic symbols in Bordeaux. Well, there might be Args. There might be. You never know. Saint-Emilion is a beautiful little town near Bordeaux and produces some of the best Grand Cru. In fact, it is indeed. I have been there. Brilliant. The when we were on the tour, one of the vineyard tours, they told us a brilliant story about one of the very old vineyards is owned by I can't remember if it was Gucci or Louis Vuitton, or one of the big brands owns it. And like the vines are so expensive. Like if they've been producing really good grapes for years, the vines are like insured for millions. And there's this brilliant story that a guy wrote off his Ferrari, crashed off the road, skidded off the road, wrote off his Ferrari, and damaged, not wrecked, damaged 2 of the vines right at the side of the road. And the insurance for the vines was like 3 times the cost of replacing his Ferrari, which I thought was quite funny. FSG Barolo, imagine. Well, Musketeer, you know your French wines. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I can't claim to be an expert. I just picked up stuff over the years. I'm a member of a good wine club. They send me a chunk of good bottles every month. I read the labels. Mrs. FSG drinks them. It's a good deal. We works for both of us. Right, we'll finish this. We'll fill this up, and that'll give us a full trailer load, and we'll let that run and process. And we'll maybe strip some of these vines if we can. We'll have a bit of a play with the Kubota in the bushes and see what happens. Right, let's get ourselves back around. 183 of you in viewing. Nice to have you all on board. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. Much appreciated. So here's a question. So I am interested. Go to cognac and try out the brandies. Do like a good brandy as well. I do like a good whiskey as well, I have to say. Argsy sent me a very nice bottle of New Zealand whiskey for Christmas, and it is very palatable. Does the temp have anything to do with the grower yield of grapes? I don't think so, Daniel. No. I don't think it would affect the yield. I don't think FarmSim's clever enough to do that yet. A Greek map would be good. I would like to see a Greek map. Evening, Hendrik. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, Barolo is nice. It is nice. It is nice and expensive as well. Right. So here's a question. Here's a question. Are we all going to try grapes on this map? What do people think about grapes in general and olives? I mean, it was it was met with, I think, a big chunk of meh when it was announced. I did a couple of tutorials on it early doors just to get my head around it, but I haven't played it a lot since. And again, I think sometimes it's you need a map or an environment that makes you want to do things with crops like this. But for me, you know, I'm quite enjoying. I have to say, I'm quite enjoying this tonight. You don't have to, Scott. I'm not making you do it. But if you're ever going to give Grapes a try, do you think this is the map for it? Or will you just not give Grapes a try because it's just a strange addition? You love grapes, you hate olives. That's in real life. Won't catch me doing the olives. Nice, Hendrik. I would say the same about sugarcane. Not in real life. In the game. But I wouldn't stop eating sugar in real life. It is a little bit of a pain getting stuck on the vines. I mean, that's me just not driving straight and reading chat and stuff. I think grapes are too expensive for what they make you. Or as in, there's a lot of work to do for not much of a return. Alfred. Sorry, you couldn't see that there. My chat is very small. John Deere Simulations. Yes, the map is free to download. Sorry, I missed that just before. There is an additional high-definition texture pack, which they are asking for a €2 fee for. But you should be able to play the map without that. And the textures on the base map are actually still pretty good. Alfalfa, grapes and olives. Yeah, I hear you, MRG. I hear you. It's called Lucerne over here in the UK. Or is it called Lucerne in Europe as well? Or is it alfalfa? Oh, you'll have fun when you get back in, Marcia. Ricky, this stretches down a lot further than I was expecting. Also called Lucerne in South Africa. There we go. Hey, what's the difference in PC mods and console mods? So, the best way to describe it, is mostly if a vehicles have to have the license to go on console. So FarmSim have a license to use certain brands, and they have to have vehicles that they have a license for. If not, they would probably end up having to pay a lot of money to people in fines for not using their brand properly. With PCs, it's harder to police that. So we end up getting brands that aren't on console. The other big change is scripted mods. So things like Courseplay, things like Auto Drive, anything you see. Dusty Lands is another good example, and the new exhaust mod that's just come out. Vehicle control add-on, things like that. I'm stuck on a vine again. All of these things are run using scripts, but they're scripts that alter the game on the fly, so they do stuff live in the game. Now, Xbox or Microsoft and Sony deem those as a security risk, so they don't allow those on consoles. So that's why you can't get Courseplay on console. And the chances of you ever getting that are, I would say, probably relatively slim. The only way that could happen is if Giants build that code into the base game. So for something like Courseplay, which was updated, I would say, once or twice a week for the first 6 months of the game, they would have to repatch the game and patch the game and patch the game week in, week out. But maybe now it's in the mod hub, maybe they will. You never know. That's what happened with Seasons. Seasons was a third-party mod, and they decided that was so important that they built the code into the game, so it could be used on consoles as well. So never say never. Like phoning John Deere and asking them for a tour of the factory. They might just say yes. Are there other grape harvesting brands? I'm sure there are, Hendrik. I'm sure there are tons of things. I'm surprised we've not seen any more mods, actually. I thought we might see a few more grape harvesters before now. I reckon there's grape harvesters that will do 2 rows at a time. This low tree is going to cause me some grief here, isn't it? And I'm on 99%. You know what? I'm going to call it at that. Now, can I squeeze up between 2 vines, or am I going to have to drive? You have to straddle. You can squeeze down here if we are... Nope. What did I say about lining yourself up before? How do the mods on PC work that aren't on mod? Well, you just download them and add them to your mods folder. So you can download them from modders' own sites, and we've just got to be careful. One of those stupid... Nope, that's not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to straddle a vine. We'll run along to the end here. The new grape olive fertilizer spreader, the cyclone thing with a... yeah, it looks like a peacock. It's quite good, isn't it? There we go. Right. We'll get our trailer and our little Kubota. Is it difficult to create a map? Does anybody know? I might create a Greek based on series where I'm from. Spyrus, is it difficult? Is anything difficult? I think if you learn, if you get your head around learning how to do it, it doesn't feel as difficult. I think there's a lot of work that goes. It takes time. Whether it's difficult or not, it depends. I suppose it depends how you're wired as well as a human being. I think if you kind of got a logical brain and a development type brain. It's patience, time and patience. If MRG's still in here, he'll tell you you need some serious patience to build a map. And a thick skin as well, it would appear. Do I know? I know in terms of... I know in terms of 179 litres left. I kind of know roughly in terms of the process you have to go through, but can I do it? No. Because I don't have time to learn. I'd love to give it a go. David Tully! Thank you very much, mate. How are you? 8 hours on Green River. Geez, you're burning the oil. Right, here we go. Let's get up here. Can't see because of the trees. Oh, struggling a bit there on the hill. So 6,000 litres of grapes. Let's see what this does. Weatherman, how are you doing? Thank you very much indeed. Any update? Soon. Soon it will be ready. I can't give you a date because I want to make sure it's right before I prep it. I wish I'd done more. I actually scrapped some and restarted it because I wasn't happy with it, so soon. It's only been a couple of... I pointed out to somebody the other day, it's only been a couple of months since I've done it, and for a month of that I was ill and couldn't do a lot of content, so it will come soon, don't worry. There's absolutely plans to do it, so there you go. It takes a long time to learn and make a map. But with the right resources you can really cut the time down by a lot. So there you go. There you go. So, after that, let us strip some vines with the old Antonio Carrero thing, and then we might do, because Scott said he would like to see it, is we'll maybe run the mulcher or something through. I know it's kind of wrong order and stuff because we've just harvested grapes, but we're just having a little bit of a play around on this today and kind of working out how things work. I love these old sheds though, look at those, brilliant. So the grapes have gone, and I wonder, I might bump it up to 5 times just to see if we'll spawn anything, or we need to do something else once we're in there. I can't see an unload point, so could be. Ah, see, materials missing. You have to get empty wine barrels as well. That's interesting. So what we'll do, we'll just buy some of those. 1,000 empty wine barrels, that will do. So 10 grapes and 6 wine barrels. Makes 6 full wine barrels and grape production waste. Let's run that, let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Can't find out. Where do you think the barrels come out? They must come out somewhere. Do you think there's another point down here? I think there's an unload point or a delivery point, maybe? No, can't see. We'll see. We'll find out. We will find out. Take care, Spyros. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Nice to chat. Sleep well. Yeah, it's a bit later over there, isn't it? Inside. Is it inside, Aussie? Steps. Oh well, we'll find out in a minute, won't we? Wouldn't be surprised if it comes out here somewhere. We shall see. Right, let's go and strip some vines. If I can strip vines now, I'm not sure if I can yet. Even in HP Gaming? Ah, we'll find out soon enough, Aussie. Oh, that is not the one I wanted to get rid of. This is both weird and cool looking in equal measure. I was going to get a second one, wasn't I, and run it on the other side. If these are appropriately lined out. Edo has an official Discord to report bugs. Hendrik. That's excellent. Ah, I love it. Why are you? It's a good question. She's a smart kid. Oh no, I ended this at the shop. I didn't reset this, did I? Let's reset it rather than just buy a second one. It's just lazy. There we go. Good. Have to go around the other way now, aren't I? I keep on having to explain to my dad how many of you guys are farmers that actually farm all day and then come in and turn on a computer game and farm all night. Rob, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Hope all is well. FS is pure relaxation. Damn right it is. It is the most chilled out game, isn't it? Isn't it? Unless you're stacking bales. And then it's purgatory. Right, let's run. What do we reckon? We've got 2 vines here, let's run these. Did that unfold? Did that fold itself again? No, right. Can you adjust these? No. One on that side. One on that side. Oh, careful, Mark. Make sure she's not reading over your shoulder. They're not ready to strip, are they? And they're too wide. Yeah. Oh well. It was worth a go. I think you have to let them wither first, don't we? Oh well. We'll do have a little go with the mulcher. It's just part of that there. Look at the dust from dusty lands. Gotta love it. You've gotta love it. Yeah, I think you're right, Musketeer. I think you have to let them wither or move on. William O'Sullivan, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. I would do that, farm all day and play this for part of the evening. Quite right too. Right, let's run the little mulcher through. Not that it'll do anything because we've harvested the crops, but I know Scott said he'd like to see the Kubota running through the vines. And then we're going to take the old Fiat down there and we'll maybe cultivate that bottom field a little bit. Again, just to do a little bit of variety of stuff. Might not do the full 2 hours tonight. Although we're an hour in already. Doesn't take long, does it? It does not take long. So actually you could squeeze these vines a lot closer together. I think the optimal for these is to actually just run one tractor width through them. Trying to set them up with the grape with the coffee harvest the other day. So again, not at a stage where there's enough there to mulch. It's not long enough. We've been too keen. We've been too keen. Should have gone and watched my own how to harvest grapes vid, shouldn't I? It's been a while. Old man Jeb, have I tried any... No, we were talking about this before, Jeb. Actually, on this map, because it's so tight, actually the courseplay doesn't seem to want to work. There's not enough space for the vehicle to turn around at the end of the road. I mean, I've struggled. I've actually run this as 2 rows straight the way down, but actually in hindsight, I think if you removed a few at the top and the tail of some of these vines... I mean, I think this is authentic in terms of what you would see in Italy. But in practical reasons for FS, you could remove this, maybe even the first 2, to give yourself a little bit of space to turn around. Obviously you're eating into the amount of crop you've got as well, but might be the necessary way to do it to make it work. So I thought that was a spawn barrel there, but it's not. Could you do skip? You can do skip rows on courseplay, yes, if there's enough space, but there's just not enough turning space at the end. You'd still have the same problem. It's got to go out a bit and turn. You can run a wider tractor and wider mulcher. Yeah, you can, absolutely, Derek. How's the stream going? It's going very well, Saran. How are you today? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I was kind of hoping that one of these would have spawned by now. Oh, there we go. We're 982, 983. We're about to get our first 1,000 litres. So let's just wait and see if it'll appear. Can't be far away. Ah, there we go. There you go, Ozzy. Got a nice spawn point here. I wonder how many it holds. I'm going to say 4 before you need to move them. That's good. What are the prices like for a barrel of red wine? Barrel of red wine. $1,662. What was it with the grapes? The grapes up here? There you go. 548 for grapes. Now how much if you buy barrels? How much is a barrel, do we think? Crikey, barrels are expensive if you're making those. I'm guessing you can make those at the sawmill. Let's have a look. Where's the sawmill? Where is the sawmill? Is that it? Yeah. I'm just going to buy this just so we can see what's available to us. Let's have a look in the sawmill. There you go. 2 wine barrels. So wood and metal components make empty wine barrels. Very good. And if I bought empty wine barrels in the shop, they would be, if they're available as a thing, I'm going to say they're a pallet. $500 for a wine barrel, geez oh. That's actually quite expensive, isn't it? So definitely make them. 1K for 1,000. You would hope. 1,000 litres of wine barrels. There you go. So definitely, yeah, there you go. Who said logging wasn't required in farming? Need them for your wine barrels. Derek, I don't know. I was just saying before, actually, I love this map. I absolutely love this map. I did a little bit of... I started a series on it in 19, and people were interested in it, and I think it got a good reception, but then kind of petered off quite quickly. I carried on playing it, actually, for a long time, kind of just privately, off stream, without recording it. So I had a long, fun time on this map, but... maybe not, certainly not in the foreseeable future, not in the next few weeks, or maybe not even the next couple of months, for the only reason that, that there's a lot going on. I've got FarmCon this week, I'm on holiday for 2 weeks, start of August, lots of stuff like that, so I think we're just... Is this where you call the train? No, it's a wood sell point. Trying to work how you get the train here. Has anybody else had a go yet with trying to get the train? I know it's been switched off for the multiplayer version, but like I said, it used to just rattle around the map. Maybe I've just missed it. Maybe I've just missed it. So we'll see. We shall see. Right. Thank you for joining me. I've just checked there. 212 of you watching at the moment. That is that's fantastic. Thank you so much. If you are enjoying it, hit the like button, and we will try and keep bringing you the good content if we can, if I can. Right. Let's give this old girl a run again. Tractor that I used to love in my youth. It's no quieter than it was in 19 as well. Jeez oh. It's a noisy girl. Have I? Yes. There we go, Dark Hawk. Now you can see one barrel there. It's spawned. No weights on the front of this tractor. I'm going to have to turn the volume down on this a little bit, I think. It is very loud. Very loud. Let's just knock down the vehicle volume a bit, just for this tractor. That bit better? Still noisy, isn't it? I think I'm going to get through there. I'm going to have to go around the back here. We'll just have to drive far away. Good engines on these Fiats, right? It belongs on this map, though. It absolutely does. So we'll go to our field at the bottom here, and we'll... Okay, mind the vintage lights. Crikey. Jeez, oh, how am I making such a hash of this? There we go. Got our bearings now. Is it even going to go through this gate? Holy cow. So we've found another problem. You can't get through the gates. Oh dear. Can't even squeeze between the trees, can you? Do you know what we're going to do? Solving problems all over the place. Oh, it does fold, actually, you're right. I always forget that with this one, because it arrives unfolded. Marcia, if you hit !map, you'll get a link to it there. I think it's a map you'd love, actually. Really nice. Right, over the bumps there. Look, I mean, even those trees are very close to the edge of the... very close to the edge, aren't they? So do you know what we'll do? We'll run a couple of headlands and then we'll get the GPS on. Feature not a bug. Exactly, Richard. Exactly. This is when you get the people saying, well, can we remove all the hedges and all the trees? And can we make the fields all square, please? I think I'm going to turn down my dusty lands ever so slightly. Jeez, oh. Lost in a cloud of smoke. Let's try something like that. A little bit more civilized. There we go, that's more like it. Apologies to all asthma sufferers in here. That's more like it. Oh, it's running at a nice speed, this as well, look at that. 11 miles an hour. Doggo is doing alright, Mark. She's, oh my god, you have to look at this. Let's see if we can move this. Look at the state of that, right? What is going on? Not classy. Just glitched out, definitely. To be fair, that's how I sleep. That's exactly how I sleep. Naked. Sorry, family stream. Don't want any horror stories. So, if you've not experienced Dusty Lands yet, get it. And also the exhaust mod. So look at us under load here. Look at the black smoke coming out the pipe as we're under load. Very nice. Too much information. Loki! How you doing, buddy? Walking dog as late as possible. That was why I was late for my stream, because, well, not late, but rushing to get the stream started because I took the dog out, hung on all day. Bad image in my head. What are you saying? This vision of beauty, Aussie. So yeah, things are tight here on this. Look, you kind of get to the edge of the field here. Things are snug, I think it's the best way to describe it. But that is how it would be. Genuinely, that's how it would be. No big open spaces here. You kind of use as much of the land as you can. You forget, you American guys forget. You've got so much land you don't know what to do with it. We don't have that luxury in Europe. Semper, the dirt mod, is in the mod hub now, as is the exhaust mod. So look, exhaust mod is a really good example of it here with a nice background there. So under load, it will just dump a load of basically oil probably from this tractor because it's old. So it's under load, it really kind of, you get more black smoke coming out, which I think is really, really nicely done. Europe is not North America. Facts. Facts there, Musketeer. You American guys. All of you. You generic bunch of people. I'm not being critical, Legacy, I'm just saying you have a lot more space to play with than we do. We've got to squeeze things in everywhere to make it work. When is YouTube going to sort out replying to people on stream? I agree, Derek. It's annoying, isn't it? You have to at them. Surely you should be able to right-click or click the 3 dots and hit reply. Maybe you need to be... Maybe needs to be some sort of policing in place so people aren't spamming everybody, but I agree, it shouldn't be that difficult a thing. Quite cumbersome, isn't it? FS Crofter, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. That dirt mod adjustable, yes. So Derek, if you can see in the... I'll try and move it so we can visualise it. So you can see down there, left shift, adjust dust scale 0.8 at the moment, and it varies between implements as well and different things. So it goes right up to 3. In fact, I'll put it up to 3 so you can just see it. But actually, 3 on a combine looks good. 3 for something like this looks a bit silly. So there you go. Bit excessive. So we can bring it back down. But the way it dissipates and moves forward when you stop is clever as well. You know, it's really quite natural. So I was running that at 0.8, but you could go down to point... So they... The guys that made it, the FarmSim game guys, said, what was it, 0.5 is roughly the same as what's in game at the moment. So anything over and above that is yours to control. Now you can as well go in here for the Dusty Lands extension. So you can adjust the whole dust scale here, or you can go down here through specific stuff. So there you go. Potatoes, beets, harvesters, cultivators, headers, mowers, mulchers, ploughs, rollers, seeders, weeders, wheel setup, windrowers, and exhaust effects. So tons of flexibility with it. You meant less. I know, I was showing you more. I was showing you more just to demo it. But yeah, you can drop it. So there's me running, what's that? 0.5. But it can go down to, there you go, 0.1 if you want. The other clever thing it does is if it rains, the dust disappears, and it slowly, gradually builds back up over a 2-hour period after it stopped raining, which is good. It's starting to get really warm now, Loki. We've had actually it's been not bad in Edinburgh, like 24 degrees, so not too bad, but it's starting to feel really muggy and close now. Humidity's kicked in, definitely. Scuba Steve, how's it going down under, mate? You good? Right, let's bump it back up a little bit. I do like a little bit more. This is quite a big field, this actually, isn't it? Beacons will reflect. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Turn my beacons on. Haven't got any beacons on this track, unfortunately. Derek, are you on my Discord? If you are, DM me after the stream, mate. Can you change the amount of exhaust smoke with the mod? I don't know, actually. I think you can switch it on or off. But I don't think you've got the I don't think you've got the amount of adjustment that you have with Dusty Lands. There we go. Let's get this lined up with two. Let's do 2 headlands. Maybe we should probably do a bit more than that, but. Maybe we'll run the ends, a couple more of the ends, and then go up and down. What is the most common crop in the UK? It's not in game. Good question, Hendrik. I don't know. Probably alfalfa, lucerne, for feeding animals. I wouldn't be surprised if that's it. Maybe beans as well? Peas? There's a few peas down south. Did you like it, Steve? It's good, isn't it? It's just different. Again, it's like this map. It's different enough to really stand out. And when I played it, I was like, I just think some people would overlook, because it's not somewhere that you would think, you know, I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I know there's quite a big there's a big Brazilian following of FarmSim, and guys like Connect Modding are doing a great job to kind of bring that forward, but I think it's nice to see something different. I think people would overlook it if and that's why I wanted to kind of show people it, because I played it, I was like, this is great, just the red dirt and everything, and the palm trees and things like that. Just, I think they've set it off really well. There we go, musketeer. It always blocks that word. Alright, Derek, well, drop me an email then. How about that? Go to my about section, there's an email, or drop me an email. Right, let's decide what we're going to do here. I think, should we run along the bottom? I'm doing such a neat job, I don't need to do GPS, do I? But I will. Hey, Sniper Steve, nice to see you. That Brazilian planter is the greatest thing that's ever been in game, isn't it? What a machine! $825,000. Crazy prices. Right. Let's just do a bit of this. Bit of this. Bit of this. This, lines, show lines. I've just used Alt L there. Yeah, good to go. Right, I can sit back and chat now. Big Mac, nice to see you. How's things? Hope you're alright. Good to see you. They're cracking an hour and a half in already. Time flies when I'm chewing the fat. Gonna play on this new map also soon. It's yeah, it's been fun playing on this map. It's definitely kind of whetted my appetite to do a bit more. I am gonna maybe have a little bit of a play around in Giant's Editor and see if I can do something with those vines to make it a little bit more manageable. I know not everybody wants to do that, but if I find a solution, I might also share it with the Edomod guys and see if they're keen to do it. Like at the Brazilian, I like the Connect guys yesterday. I noticed that the coffee, once you've made it into roasted coffee beans, is the same price as if you don't. So it's like the extra effort in isn't. There's no value attached to it, which is interesting, but. I think they should bump the price of the roasted coffee beans up a little bit. Guessing the family is away with all like the other way around actually, Steve. The family's all here, and I've been busy with them, so I've not had a chance to record stuff. So live. Plus, it's the summer holidays, and the kids staying up till like midnight, which is usually they're in bed by like 9, half 9 because they've got school, but. They've got this whole new nocturnal way of living, actually probably in the morning from sort of like 9 till about 11 is probably the best time to do vid stuff. Let's get rid of the lines now, shall we? Oh, no, that's not what... I rotated rather than Alt L. That's the one I wanted, not the rotate 90 degrees. There we go. Ops. Now there's a mod. There's a crop. that when you were saying about, there's quite a lot of hops in the UK for making beer, actually. We're all still waiting for my first 24. Are you really? Crikey, imagine doing 24 hours. Be good fun though. What's the difference between GPS and VCA? Not much really. They do the same thing. It's down to personal preference really, which one you prefer. I've played with both. I like them both actually. I think I'm a creature of habit. I keep ending up with GPS because it's pretty simple and effective. I think the biggest difference from VCA to GPS is VCA will do your turns for you, whereas GPS you do it manually. Also, the amount of keybinds for VCA is frustrating. You get so many clashes. The days of staying up and getting up whenever... Yeah, you're right, man. Yes, peas as well there. Yeah, a lot of peas down south. A lot of peas. A lot of potatoes in Scotland, actually. Scotland has just tons of potatoes. I think you make a good point though, Cecil. Hops, coffee or hops, they're both pretty good suggestions actually. Coffee's an easy one, you know. Well, obviously the guys have kind of proved it already. Don't you worry, Marcy. A bit at a time, bit by bit, you'll pick it back up. There you go, Saran. Love to hear that. Dusan, how are you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. So I'm just proving that you can just do normal farming on this map in some very nice big fields, and it's just a very nice map to do it in. I mean, look at the view distance on the trees and stuff like that, and we are running 75 FPS. And I've got everything whacked up to max, and I'm running on 4K, on a 4K monitor. So they've done some properly good optimization as well. Fair play to them. No messing around here with the optimization. Like I say, the redraw, you know, yeah, some maps, all those trees wouldn't be there because you wouldn't be able to set the view distance too low. So, yeah. You know, stuff like that. You kind of notice stuff like that the more you play with the map. Which is very nice. Right, there we go. Oh, Cecil, you're in the northwest, are you? Northwest of England? Whereabouts? I'm originally from outside Chester. What's AHDB? I don't know. Ah, there you go. Looking forward to the new crops on Edgewater version 2. Yes, indeed. That's starting to look like it's taking some shape, isn't it? I'm liking the fact this is stopping at the end of the end rows as well. I didn't even know I'd turn that on. Oh, missed a bit. The OCD is going to kick in. Ah, right, okay, northwest, the northwest of the US, not the northwest of the UK. Yeah, I agree, Derek. I agree. A lot of effort's gone into this. Look at that, it's beautiful. Nothing trying to load in or unload or disappear or reappear. Got a few textures adjusting there, but that's nice, isn't it? Very nice. FarmCon 24-hour party stream behind the scenes. Oh, imagine. So I am on a panel, of the panel that's on 4 o'clock on the Saturday afternoon. I'm part of that. with a certain Mr. DJ Goham, a certain Mr. Virtual Farmer, and a certain Mr. Farmer Cop. So I'm looking forward to that. That could be good fun. I have no idea what they're going to ask us, but we shall wait and see. Andrea, outside Chester from the Netherlands. I like it. You're still closer than Cecil. Still closer than Cecil. Scuba Steve, what type of temperature do you get in the summertime in Scotland? Usually, Steve, I mean, we're getting mid-20s at the moment. It's due to go up to 40 this week, which is like record-breaking. But not in Scotland. We'll probably get about, I think, if we go up to 30, that'll be crazy. People here are pale blue. It's like the shade underneath white is pale blue. It takes you a week to go white in the sun. Although most Scottish people just go kind of red, purple, because they just burn themselves. So yeah, it's usually I would say early 20s is standard, so it doesn't get super hot. Rock stuff, how are you doing? I love the Netherlands too. One of my favourite countries to go to. Or eaten by midgets. Midgies, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty scary when it gets humid as well. Oh. 92 today, 87 humidity. The biggest thing is acclimatisation for us lot, because we're so unused to it. I'm going to Spain in a couple of weeks with a family for a couple of weeks holiday, and we've just got a villa and we're just going to relax. But honestly, like the first few days, you're like, what is happening? This is crazy. Definitely takes a few days to acclimatise. And when I was cycling a lot, I used to take my bike with me, and I'd get up and go and ride, 70, 80 miles. Like get up at 6 AM in Spain. It was already like 30 degrees then. I'd do like 60, 70 miles, maybe a bit more if I was feeling like it, before the kids and Mrs. FSG got. I'd be back sitting by the pool, by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. The train system is unreal. Make sure you fully investigate all the loadout points. I'm going to try and see if I can get the train before the end of the stream, actually, Chris. I remember it really being really good on 19. There's a Dutch map on ModHub, Gelderland. Oh, have a look at that. Come to Africa. Yeah, Edward. I can imagine. 10 degrees in Auckland. Wow. You're pretty similar to us, aren't you, Chinook? You might get a little bit hotter in the summer. But it's a kind of similar environment. You'll get down to freeze. Obviously, it's winter for you as well, right? There we go. Those sunflowers looking nice as well. Rainy season's horrible. Yeah, very similar. We go down to around about, I don't know, -1, 2. We can go down to -10 if it's really bitterly cold, but that doesn't happen very often. And then up into the early 20s in the summer. I would say that's average. Although it's definitely getting warmer. I've noticed it getting warmer in the last... Actually, since COVID started, we've had some really nice summers. We usually have one good summer and then 10 years of awful weather, raining all summer. But it's definitely been hot the last few years. I'm not going to do all this field, by the way. We'll do a couple more passes, and then we'll go... In fact, do you know what? Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll stop there. And we'll just go and try and find this train. And we'll have a little ride around on the train. So we can see a little bit more of the... see a little bit more of the map. Jan, how are you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Now, on the old map, you could see the train rattling around and jump into it. But it doesn't show up here unless I've just got a setting turned off somewhere. Used to have a setting here to show the train. I don't think there is one in here. Switch to trains is on, but I think you just have to call it. So if I tab now, I won't tab into the train. So I think we might take a trip. Well, Chris might be able to tell us if he's had a play with it. How do we get the train, Chris? Do we just have to? Do we have to rent it? Let's visit the goods yard anyway. See if there's any bits and bobs to do here. It's a really nice train as well. The model's fantastic. There's animals. You can load animals onto the train. Or is it just parked? The multiplayer version at the moment, from the notes I read, is that there's a problem with the multiplayer map and the train for some reason. So they're trying to fix that, but they still released it. That's why, so there's a single and a multiplayer version you'll see on the website if you look at it. There's two different options. I think ultimately they would merge that into one. But I think they were keen to get it released, so they released it with that, conscious that there was that bug in it. Nice one, David. Keep up the grind, mate. 500 acres of sorghum to harvest. That won't take you long, will it? I'm assuming you've got like 5 X9s running on Courseplay. Right. Chris Miller, we need you! How do we get the train? The train appears on the map moving. Maybe we've just been unlucky and not seen it yet. Hey, Waylon, how you doing? Nice to see you. We'll literally do a lap on the tracks and see if we can find it. You used to hear it. You used to hear it coming. Ding, ding, ding. On the 19 map. There's some nice load points. Like a grain load point and things like that. Where you can load things up. But I haven't seen it yet. So here's one of the load points here. You can load the train up here. But you know in 22 you can lease the train. I thought there might be an option there. I'm going 88 miles an hour. There is a place to rent the train. Right, let me see if I can find that. Let's see what it tells. It doesn't tell us anything down here. Anything down here? No. There's somewhere on the track here. There must be the rental point. That's just the gas station. That's the sawmill. This is a lovely unload point, by the way. I will visit that. So you tip from the road here. So you can pull up in your tip from the road, and then these lovely augers dump it into the train down below. I'm trying to jump without. Ricky, feel like playing Fortnite again. There, that's what we wanted to do. Ah! But yeah, these lovely augers. I mean, look at the detail in that. How crazy is that? That's with the 4K textures. Looks really, really good. Am I playing with the multiplayer version? No, I have got the single player version. Definitely. It says SP and the loading screen. But I ain't got enough. Now, it's very possible I've not installed something that I should have done. For Western Australia version 2, do you know if there is any productions that will take the new crops? Or do we sell it as it is for now? I don't know, Kiram. I don't... Is it even come out yet? Let's just have a look. It won't tell us actually here. I mean, I've got virtually nothing installed. Oh, it shows you what's included with the map. I'm not running anything else. So I'm guessing I'll just have to dig into this a little bit. Maybe a mod conflict, Brett. Possibly. We're back here now. It's a shame, because the train is really good. I can't even find the trigger point for leasing the train. So it's a load point, animal dealer, goods yard, the dairy, which we know about from before. The train line there goes all the way up here. No, there's nothing, is there? How very strange. Near the logging train. The bridge crane. So just back here. Okay, thanks Scott. Let's try that out. So here. Should have the option to rent the train then. Hello, can I rent the train? Enter vehicle. That's the chipper. Mark's shouting at me. Alright, Mark! Near the first farm. So the first farm being... this one? Supposed to show them. I wonder if I've got a little clash going on here somewhere. Enter vehicle, no. Trying to pick stuff up. Buy the lime seed thingy. Bakery. Fountain. I feel like I'm missing some stuff off this map. Where's the lime seed thingy? Here. Ah, right, okay. Let's visit this. Right. An unload point. It's not here, is it? It isn't here. Logging is 100% easier and enjoyable when you have dual door. I 1000% agree with that. Yeah, I think there's something not quite right here. Need to enable. I've got tab to trains in Mark and Scott, and that's why I'm slightly perplexed that it's not appearing, because there's no so switch to trains is in. But no, I wonder if it could be something like Dusty Lands, or you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. Engine starter. Anyway, it's not there, and it's not working. So we'll just have to admit defeat, and I shall do a little bit of research in the background, find out what's gone wrong. First Farm C, near field 1. Right, let's... First Farm C, right, we'll get to the bottom of this. First Farm C. Oh, let's get out of the tractor. I was about to teleport my tractor. This is a great thing. Somewhere here, there must... I think there's something not working quite right here. Although this crossing's great, this is new. Should be there. Yeah, I think something's missing. Piskin. I think there's an icon missing. Something's not quite worked right. My money's on it being a mod clash. The cabinet. This cabinet here. Nothing. Something's not right, guys. That's the problem. Right, we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get to the bottom of it some other time. But I do like. Look, you've got a silage bunker here, which is quite nice. Which you could then load onto a train if you wanted to. Very clever. You could use an auger, or you could just run a little excavator or a digger or something. Very nice. Yeah, we're not getting the trigger, are we? We are definitely not getting the trigger here. Try it one last time. Come on, come on, come on. Give me something. Anything. I'm not optimistic because we haven't got a train running about to even stop. Oh well. Yeah, I think there's something missing. We'll work out what's going on. It's one of those things, isn't it? Check their Discord and see if there's anything to say what you need to do, or I'll just turn everything off and try it without mods. That's always the first step, isn't it? Always the first step. So, I guess on that note, we are creeping up to 2 hours. Hope you've had a bit of fun. Just thought I'd have a little potter around this tonight. Not really a map tour, but just gives you a chance to see it. And we chatted about how nicely it's been put together. Tried a bit of grapes, which is always fun. Always good fun. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you find this map fun to play on as well. I know there's kind of loads of scope. It's massive now. It feels like a big map now. I mean, it felt pretty good anyway in 19, but they've added such a big amount of space to it that there's loads and loads of scope. Let's run that now, come on. There's loads and loads of scope. I mean, you're seeing that field that we've cultivated there. It's a decent size, and there's, you know, bigger ones. I mean, look at this one here, it's huge. And all of these up here are nice, big, sturdy fields. That one over there as well, and this one, and 20 here. So you've got a real mix. You've got some nice smaller ones up here. Again, smaller ones up here, but you've got scope. Scope to play it how you want it. Rambo, I did, or I thought I did. I possibly missed the train, but I thought I'd grabbed them all, so... I definitely... I've got the... updated Grape mods and stuff like that. Thank you, Derek. Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's very easy when you get a map as nice as this to show off. It's very enjoyable. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Try and get some videos out next week, although it's going to be a busy week. I fly Friday morning first thing, so content over the weekend. Let's see what we do. Let's see what we can get away with. I've got everything with me to edit, so I'll do my best to try and edit. Hopefully a day at a time. Certainly Friday, if John Deere will let me record in the factory, brilliant. That'll give me some content to edit on Friday night. Saturday, again, we'll see what happens after the event, how much I can capture. But we will try and get some stuff out, a little bit of a travel vlog and all of that stuff. Try and take you along on the journey if you can't make it and stuff. But the only way you can get away with it is you get cool. Oh, I love it, Legacy. But yes, it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's funny, like 2 years of doing this, and to be in a position where I'm going to be sitting on the stage at FarmCon at a Giants event and getting a tour of the John Deere factory is kind of insane, isn't it? So I will enjoy it while I can. So on that note, I will say goodbye to you all. Have a great week ahead. Hope it's good. Stay safe in the hot weather, us UK people. I did think, Derek, I'm going to sound somebody out. I'm certainly going to pitch the idea to them. How about give me a shell of a cab? I'm getting now the feeling that won't be the expensive bit. It's putting the screens in it that might cost me the fortune. But Why not? Why not? Like I said before, if you don't ask, you don't get. But take care. Have fun. Enjoy your weeks, and we will see you probably on Wednesday for Green Valley. Or we might do an old iron live. Not done one of those yet. Maybe we'll do that. We shall see. But yes, No Man's Land with Args on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll take things from there. But have a great week. Thanks all for joining. Hit the like if you haven't on the way out, just to support the channel. And I will see you all again very soon. Have a great rest of your days. Take care. Bye for now.